Heather, and we're going to go over the folded fabric quilt block. I personally love doing our quilt blocks because they're fairly simple and quick to do, which makes it great for anyone from beginner level to expert. So I'm going to walk you through the steps of completing the folded fabric borders. We've already completed the base of our block here. We did the placement stitch for the batting, and then we did the placement stitch for the base fabric, which you can see is slightly inside of the batting, and that's so we can complete the folded fabric borders. We've already done the placement stitch for our first folded fabric here, and as long as you remember to always do the placement stitch, you're golden. So we're going to start with our first piece of fabric. We're going to place it right side facing down and line it up with the top edge of your base fabric. You're then going to want to tape it in place so it doesn't shift when it's being tacked down. In our next step, it's going to do the folding line. Then you're going to want to take your fabric and fold it over using your fingers to make a nice crisp edge. Then again, we would want to tape it in place. Here we've tacked our first piece of folded fabric in place. After doing that, you want to trim away from the sides here. The reasoning for that is you don't want too many layers of fabric in your seam allowance, but you do want to leave the top layer because you have to have something to stitch the blocks together. Then you'll complete the same steps for the remaining 3 sides of your block. Here, the center of our block is blank, but in class you will be completing an applique design in the center of the block. Or at home, you can merge any design in the center that you would like. After doing that, you will want to remove your project from the hoop and trim to a 1/2 inch seam allowance. When you're done, your block will look something like this. So if you like our folded fabric technique, which I know you will, and you're feeling a little crazy, then you can move on to our crazy stitch quilt block, which looks like this. It's the same folded fabric technique, it's just repetitive, and as long as you remember that there's a placement stitch first, you're good. And then it's completed with our crazy stitch quilt designs.